Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview, this time covering VCT Americas Stage 2 for playoffs. My guest at this time is s0m of NRG, this time coming off of their match against Leviatan, winning 2-0 to thus move on forward into the lower bracket of said playoff stage. And so s0m, massive congrats on the W, another step forward into the road for champions, and it was one in which it was probably the most dominant show we've seen of this team yet. And so first and foremost, first question, how are you feeling? What's going through your mind? And yeah.
Um, feels good, obviously, to win. Um, I'm good friends with everyone over there at Lev, so never feels good to knock out your friends. Um, so shout out to them. I love them boys, and yeah, I mean it feels good, especially in the way that we won. Pretty dominant, like you said, and I think for us it's like a pretty big confidence boost going into our next match.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It was one in which uh, coming off of this, you guys were suffered that loss to G2 and doing so in a 2-1 fashion. So obviously you had like literally a 1 day less than a day to kind of prepare yourselves and focus onto Leviathan. And it kind of
Yeah.
felt like that you guys had a good read onto Leviathan's movements. Winning 13-2 for both maps. Did you guys feel like you had like a good game plan? Did you feel like you had a read on Leviathan's moves ahead of today?
Yeah, I mean we played them before earlier. Excuse me. We played them earlier before in the season. So we kind of already knew how they played. We just mainly had to watch out for Sato because that guy is insane. Um, but yeah, I think special shout out to Bonkar for that game plan and our assistant coach Strong. They had a really good game plan going into this match, so we just followed it and things just fell into place.
I mean, they even surprised you that this series would go so quickly, 13-2 for both maps. I even heard like on the broadcast that the map on Icebox 13-2 victory there was the fastest in this season so far. I believe in 2025 seasons as a whole for VCT Americas. So just goes to show the dominance. Did you kind of expect it to go to that extent?
Honestly, no. We obviously, we think Lev's a good team, so we thought that they had either something special for us or that they were, going to individually pop off. Um, Luckily for us, there was none of that. So it was kind of just like sit down, play, follow the game plan.
No, for sure. I mean, it was definitely a good step forward, as you said, into this road for playoffs and having to do so with a good mindset and having plenty of confidence heading for that next match against whoever it is between Cloud9 and 100 Thieves. And going a little bit back onto just sort of the moving on, or more so the suffering of the result from G2. How would you kind of view that series as a whole, and what were some of your biggest takeaways from that defeat?
Honestly, like in my opinion, that match could have gone both ways. We could have came out on top if we won a couple rounds on Sunset, or if we didn't lose like that one eco on Sunset. And I'm sure they could say the same thing. Um, so honestly, like third map, they absolutely dismantled us. So after that, it was kind of just like we had our chance, we blew it, and that's okay. We got a reset. We got Lev coming up, or we got another match coming up in a day or two. So yeah, we kind of just brushed past it, but at the same time, we kept that confidence, knowing that we could have beat G2. We could have 2-0'd them. You know, so going into that next day of practice with that mindset, I think really helped.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, back onto the series real quick. It's another good performance on the map of Icebox, and another instance of which you guys are using like the Harbor Viper kind of thing from like past years. And so, how in a general sense, how have you viewed the improvement of NRG's map pool on top of just seeing a good form on Icebox, and how have you guys been looking to refine that from stage 2 onwards up until now?
I think we always had a pretty good map pool. Going into stage two, honestly, we didn't really have that much time because we had EWC, and right after EWC, I think stage two started pretty fast. So we didn't really have that much time, but I think we did as much as we could in the time that we were given. And throughout stage two, playoffs, even now, we're only like expanding our map pool and we're only getting more comfortable on these maps.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, for sure. I mean, one aspect that I also want to ask you regarding like the cohesion or more so the progression of this team is, as you said, Bonkar and Strong. These people have been helping this team get improve even further and get to where you guys are at. Having a good read on teams and winning and continuing on in the season. How much has their words or more so their um, coaching has helped further the development of NRG in stage two, given of what you said, the time crunch atmosphere schedule that you guys had to go through.
Yeah. Um, I think the chemistry that Bonkar and Strong have together is really good. I think Strong is like probably one of the smartest people that I know. Just like on just basic things, he's just a smart guy. So a lot of the things that like playoffs, like what do we have to do to win? Um, just like small anti strats. He's like the perfect guy for it. And as for Bonk, I think his like emotional leading style really meshes up well with Strong. So I think big shout out to them. We would not be here without them for sure.
I mean, it's definitely. I think it's fair to say that this current form of NRG is probably the strongest that we've seen so far in this entire year. Do you kind of agree? You guys are at its strongest right now.
uh yeah, I'd say we could probably do better, honestly. Um I think everyone on the team still has a little bit of more juice to give. Um but I'm still happy with what we got.
Yeah, for sure. One other aspect that was brought into focus, or more so brought my interest as to me asking you this question, is your standing with the team. And when I say that from the time in which you started competing in this game for this organization, you were like very young, and so after that you've stayed with the team for many years, and now you're at a point in which now you're like the veteran, and now you're kind of like trying to show the rest of the way for the young people, and it's kind of what we've seen for you this year with the inclusion of Scuba, Brock, and Mata. And I know that you kind of called yourself an unk back in the broadcast with that interview with Liz, but do you kind of feel like as such, with what's going on with the team and now there being much more younger people than yourself?
Yeah, a little bit yeah and a little bit no, cuz honestly I think like in the game um there's honestly not a lot that I can teach them. They're just as good as me. They know just as much as me. The only thing I could help them with is just like stage experience, land experience, or if they ever need confidence, like I'll always like back them up. Um, but no, the boys are doing so fine. They honestly don't need my help. But the good thing about our team right now is that we're like super close together. So if there's ever a moment like on stage, like, yo, like I think I drink too much caffeine. I'm just like, yo, it's chill. Drink water this map. I have you this map. Let's focus. Just like small things like that. Um, but no, I think the boys have been doing fantastic.
Well, most definitely, and with that said, now you guys move forward into the next round of the lower bracket. Um, because of how things have turned out in the past few days for playoffs, we basically have only one more open slot left, and which is basically come down to who's going to come out of the lower bracket to reach the lower bracket finals, and essentially that's what it is. How do you look at the next matchup against whoever it is, 100 Thieves C9 and whoever it is that you guys may end up in the lower bracket final? Should you guys make it there? How do you look at the challenge as a whole?
Um, Honestly, I can only speak for myself. Um, I just take it one game at a time. Um, I'm not gonna go into the next match being like, if we win this, we make champs. If we lose this, we're out for the whole year. You know, um, you kind of just, at least for me, I live in the moment. I don't like to think about tomorrow or the day after. I like to live in the moment, and I think no matter what, it'll be a fun game.
Most definitely, it will be a fun game. And there's one thing that you feel like the team should focus on more than most of the other aspects in this game from now until next week in that matchup. What do you think that thing should be?
Honestly, we're playing like pretty well. Like the vibes are correct. The energy's right. The comms are perfect. a lot of suggestions. I think the only thing, I guess, is just like try to stay consistent, because there will be times where we're down, we lose pistol, we lose bonus, and we're down 0-4. And like this is a problem for every single team. When no matter what happens, if you're down a large margin or even like an okay amount of margin, um, you're just naturally gonna lose energy. So I think same thing goes for us. I think if we can consistently like not lose too much, because obviously you're just naturally gonna lose energy. Um, if we don't lose too much, I think it'll everything else is just perfect.
Course, and hopefully this continuation continuation of form will keep happening in the next round and the next week. And so, Sam, pleasure to have you here once again. Pleasure to talk to you once again, and pleasure for you to do this interview one more time. Congrats on the victory once again, and of course, best of luck goes to you and the squad for the next match.